Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the hood where it's good. If you mess with me like I mess with you, please hit the like, subscribe button. It's free 99. You can help support the channel free by hitting the like and subscribe button. So what's up, people? Wendy K in the building. Gigi World of Conspiracy, or I can't even say that word. I'm gonna have to look it up in the dictionary because I'm not even sure what that word means, girl. Esteric. Girl, you done gave me a word for the day. I'm gonna have to look that one up, boom. Hey, everybody in my bushes, love you. What's up? Please hit the like button. Oh, it's already up to 12. What? Okay, y'all. So, Hood Life Chronicle is about to have a heart to heart on domestic violence. I peeped a few videos talking about Tales and her situation with domestic violence. The reason why I don't talk about domestic violence that other people that went through is because I lived it for 12 years. Okay, I take it very seriously and I do not underestimate no one experience. So, like y'all heard me talk about my friend before, and I don't think that it was two nurses, and it wasn't visible. Apparently, there's some domestic violence going on, and nobody really knew until it was too late, and they both were dead. It was a suicide murder. So that even more so reason why I take this experience so like domestic violence so seriously. So I recently found out that every state don't have the same view on what domestic violence is. So, like I told you, I've been dealing with this for 12 years. I'm going to tell you this. In the state of Texas, anybody that you have had an intimate relationship with or live with, whether it's your kids or whoever, and they put their hands on you in your lifespan, it is considered domestic violence. Now, I thought every state had the same outlook. Do you really truly need the state to tell you what's considered domestic violence and what's not? Let's talk about her state alone, Vegas. Most of the states says prostitution is illegal. Vegas says prostitution is legal. It's all about how you personally define that. Now, the law is one thing, but if you've had intimate relationships with anybody and they put their hands on you, that is definitely domestic violence. If my kids, somebody I'm in a family with, my uncle, whoever, no sexual relationships, if they put their hands on me, that is still considered domestic violence. I got a family member that beat his dad up. He was juvenile in the probation office, juvenile probation. Two men. That's still considered domestic violence. So all this noise going on, all this stuff, people signing off on, I can't sign off on that because I lived this for years. I have had it bounced on one of my kids based on what they saw. So I take this very seriously. Domestic violence is domestic violence. And just because the state say it's battery and not domestic violence, man, if you didn't have sex with this nigga at any point, that is domestic violence. All this foolery. Let me tell you, I had to cut the shit off because let me tell you this. That ain't none of my business. But because I know I lived it, it's personal for me. Okay, and it's personal for other people out there. And yeah, you might majority want to get the foolery across, but real is real. Life is life. And no, what I'm saying is not probably gonna be the popular vote, and I don't care. But guess what? They ain't lived my life. They ain't lived my experiences. So I'm not gonna talk shit on no other goddamn woman that had went through something or said they went through something. Who am I? I'm not your judge. I'm not your judge or jury. I wouldn't wish that on no one. Now I was in a good position to where I wasn't financially needing him. I could walk away. I gave him chance after chance. And you know what? I prayed to God and told him if he did this one more time, whether it was verbally, mentally, or physical, I was going to leave him. Now, when I got my degree, I wanted to be all gung ho and whatever. But he did it again. And God made me stay true to my word. So I am not going to ever talk on nobody's personal experience. That's subjective. I'm a nurse, okay? Pain is subjective. You may not look like you in pain. You may be smiling from ear to ear. If you tell me you in pain, I have to accept that you're in pain. Pain is subjective. I'm not in your body. You make it smile when you in pain. You may have a bigger high tolerance to me. I may be crying on my knees, doubling over. It's subjective. And no woman needs to talk on no other woman experiences. I do not agree with that shit. Now, I don't talk on tails for a few reasons. Number one, her experience is personal. Number two, I know she suffers from issues. I'm not stupid and dumb. That has nothing to do with me. I know the issues. I don't talk on her because I know she suffered with issues. And there's nothing wrong with having issues. I suffer with issues. I say with gluttony every day of my life. Then had a 14,000 weight loss surgery. Still suffer from it, y'all. Yeah, I may not be eating a whole lot, but I do other things that keeps me fat and gain the weight back. I suffer with gluttony. Let me go in. I see y'all got a lot of messages because nobody wasn't in here before. Is that what it means, metaphysical? Girl, you done taught me something. Girl, we here. Me and you is here. Hey, boo boo. Little boss lady, my mod that I haven't gave her a wrench yet, but she is a mod. Thank you. Well, if you fucked him, to me, it's the fucking same. Cause you know us women, honey, when we fuck a nigga, whether it's a hookup, whatever, we get a little feelings. You can't tell me, honey, cause I can't even tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you my past. Hookups, that doesn't mean I didn't get feelings with the nigga. I ain't gonna lie. If I fucked him, I had feelings for him. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm being honest with you as possible. If I had sex with you, then yeah. And if I had sex with you more than one time, yeah, maybe a one night stand, yeah. But I didn't have issues. I didn't hook up with you more than once. Yeah, I'm having feelings for you. Why wouldn't I? We women. We're emotional beings. So let's call a thing a thing. She should have got a charge too, but she didn't. Exactly. Thank you. She should have had a charge too. I couldn't even stomach 10, 15 minutes of that. She's sitting here explaining herself to these damn EMTs. She just want to get her story. I can't even imagine what after the cop said, just tell them where you heard it. She ain't hearing that. She has just been through a traumatic. That's what made me know that she went through a traumatic experience because she's not even hearing what he said. Like, you want to repeat this shit back to me. Like, if you ain't been in it, you don't know. So don't speak on it if you ain't been in it. Please don't speak on it if you ain't been in it. And that's all I got to say about that shit. But please know everybody's experience is subjective to them. It could have been, but I'm gonna tell you this: in Vegas, it's not looked at, but in Texas, if that same incident would have had in Texas, that nigga would have been on domestic violence charges, no doubt. But like I say, they Vegas live their own world. They got their own laws. That don't make your laws right. Okay? Because prostitution is not okay in most states, and it's okay there. Hello? It don't make it right. Prostitution is prostitution. Just because you go on and flaunt yourself ass on stage don't make it right. Prostitution is prostitution any way you look at it. But they didn't make it right. Let me tell y'all this. So I stay in a city that so when Hurricane Katrina came, a lot of New Orleans people came over to our area, right? And let me tell you, the things that they are privy to, like, we have never even knew life like that because, like, I ain't never really been too many places. So I'm like, oh my God. So then I had to get I'm like, I can't judge them people because I have to get understanding of their environment. New Orleans is a whole nother city. It's like a whole nother law. The things that we abide by here in Texas, they don't know of. It's a party all day, all night over there. It's not like that over here. But they over here. So now you're hearing things or whatever's going on. That's life for them. Everybody's environment is different. That's what y'all have to understand. Everybody's environment is different. Everybody' culture is different. And when they had to come over here because their city flooded, damn, man, it was a rude awakening because I couldn't understand why these people taking my kids' shoes while we sleep. Trying to tell y'all. Let me tell you, I'm not going with that. All I'm gonna say, if you didn't have an intimate relationship with a person, there's a lot of stuff. You have a certain trust with that person. And if you didn't have more than one hookup, it's different. Like, if we gonna go to a motel and we gonna fuck and we gonna go our separate ways, that's a different story. Or we gonna have a one night stand, that's a different story. But if we gonna hook back up, that's a goddamn relationship. Whether it's a hookup, whatever you want to call it. So y'all call a thing a thing. I'm calling a thing a thing. I done had one night stands and I never saw him a day in life. That was a true one night stand. Didn't put their hands on me, affected. We did what we had to do and we went on about the business. But when you didn't come back in my presence, and it didn't went to this point to where you gonna put your okay, you call it what you want. If you had sex or some kind of intimate relationship with that woman, or if you are a family member, whether you had sex or not, that is a domestic violence relationship. I'm telling you, my son beat his dad ass in the probation officer when he was 15 years old. It was all about him not going to school. And my son's father reported to the probation officer, and he was reported to bring him there. And he got mad, and he beat his ass in the probation office. That is considered no sex involved. That is considered domestic violence because of the relationship. But it's different in different states. It don't make it right though, because like I said, they okay with prostitution and selling their body. You good to disagree with selling their body? I mean, they good with that, but to me, prostitution is. It's prostitution. I know that is because I live this shit. I lived this shit for 12 years. I don't care what the police said. That's in their states. If they was in Texas, respectfully, it would be considered domestic violence because you had sex with them. The only thing I'm trying to say is domestic violence should be domestic violence across the board. It shouldn't be considered battery in one state when the same description is considered domestic violence in another state. That is completely right. You are right, Vicky. It is completely right. Matter of fact, it's worse. Mental and verbal is worse because it relies on your psyche, and that's gonna stay with you forever. That's what it was. And friends and benefit is considered domestic violence. Thank you. Well, she wasn't right in everything she did. I'm not gonna say that because you don't rip no glasses off of nobody's face. Now I didn't hear that because I didn't even stay on there long enough to even hear it. But I know that's what was said. She said it herself. She ripped the glasses off his face. That's considered an assault. Do you not know that? Like my my baby daddy, he had poured beer on me and spit on me. Do you know pouring beer and spitting on somebody is considered an assault? Do y'all know that? It is. At least in Texas, it is. I'm just saying what it is. You got your opinion, Flo Tris. I respect that. But you got to respect mine too. Thank you, little boss lady. I don't care what the police said. If she had sex with him, that's considered domestic violence in any other state. But they live under their own rules, their own laws, just like the New Orleans people came over here and it was a whole different law with they and then they found out that Texas is different over here. We don't play that. We don't do that. That's not allowable over here. It's the same thing with them. It's all about the lawmakers and what they vote on. That's really define the law. But if it was in Texas, that nigga would be on domestic violence charges. I'm sorry to say. They both admitted to having sex with each other. Like, yeah, it would be domestic violence over here. So I'm not gonna sit here and fake the thing, because everybody want to say it and hear it. I lived it. I lived it. I agree. I agree with that, girl. I agree, Mama with the mouse. Welcome, welcome. If anybody, there's a lot of people in here I ain't seen before. Welcome, welcome. Well, yeah, it could pay taxes, but it don't make it right. True. That's why I went to women too. Gigi's World of Conspiracy. That's why I went to women too. I got tired of these men using me and abusing me mentally, verbally, financially, physically. I got tired. I can say my story. This is a testimony, okay? Because where I was, I'm not there now. And I thank God he brought me from there so that I don't have to be dependent on no man or woman. Hey, Natasha. Oh, okay. Thank you for making that clear. Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that, little boss lady. But you know what? I'm a bigger and better and stronger person because of it, and I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not ashamed to share my testimony. But this thing with, we are women. We're black. I mean, a lot of us are black, whether we black or white, Mexican, Hispanic, or whatever. We are women, and we have a bond. And every woman hasn't been through certain experiences. I give you that, but please respect each other's experience. And that's all I ask. Because I would never want anybody trying to say what I went through and didn't go through because my kids are reaping what I went through. And the only person that I can blame is myself. It's myself. So yeah, I did want to have another kid. I wanted a girl, but I got a boy, but it is what it is. But I wanted a do over because I shouldn't have stayed those 12 years. I listen to all these older women. Well, you got to put up with you know what I mean? You're married. You're not supposed to divorce your husband but he was cheating. He was doing everything under the sun, including beating me. Okay? So I regret staying, especially listening to those people. I didn't know no better, but seeing what it did to my kids, I regret it. I regret it. They're grown men, and I still see the effects of it. So, no, this is serious for me. This is really serious for me, y'all. And so, I'm not going to speak on nobody else's personal experience. I'm just not going to do that. So, I mean, I'm just putting my input in it. I wasn't expecting all of this, but thank y'all for being here and thank y'all for your opinions. I respect it. Um, whether I agree with it or not, I respect it, and I ask for you to respect mine. So I'm just to get out of here. I'm getting emotional and caught up in my feelings. It has nothing to do with you. It's what I went through and what it's like a flashback right now. Just talking about it, it triggers me. And I'm sorry. But anyway, I thank y'all so much. I appreciate all the input. This has really been a good live. It really has. We got to have more of these conversations. We do, especially for our women, whether they're black, Hispanic, white, that is following us. We need to have more of these conversations. We need to talk about our past and not be embarrassed of it. It's only for us to have a better future. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I'm out. Peace.